Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We're here. It's episode 4 of Later On in the Evening with Danny Bojangles. We're in a new space. Unfortunately, there were some complications. So it was Charles that really wasn't supposed to be within a certain distance of the playground.
It was one party.
It was a misunderstanding. There was a lot of things that got lost in translation, and we had to cut ties with our old network, our filming location. We've moved on, and we're still afloat. We're still doing all right. I think so, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we're here now.
All right. What have we got in store for all of you today? Well, we've got some really exciting guests for you. We've got a real special treat for all of you. St. Nick, Santa Claus, is here today. This is the Santa Claus special, Christmas in July. So we're going to bring you some really high quality Santa Claus content. I think you'll enjoy it. Colin McCarthy, local stage manager, is here to share some of his experiences, his expertise in his field. You met Colin, right?
I did earlier.
He seemed like a nice young man.
Nice young man.
We have a musical guest coming up for you later on. And so lately in the news, P. Diddy, there seems to be a little bit of a shake-up in the courthouse. Doing a lot of the testimony in the courtroom there. And Charles, let me tell you something. What a lot of people don't know, they talk about the freak-offs and what was going on at the freak-offs. Here's what they don't get. The catering.
Exactly.
The catering at the freak-offs is just out of this world.
Last time they were roasting the pig last time.
Just really...
Great.
Really good food.
I love roast
I'll
pig.
tell you what, they certainly make sure that you're eating right for the evening. And I mean, one thing you really have to do when you get in there is, it's just like prison. You have to establish your dominance. You need to go straight into some sort of act with LeBron James. You need to take out the biggest guy. That's what they say.
Oh.
And he's usually the biggest guy at those functions.
I never met him.
He's a big guy. Trust me. Yes. So let's see what else we have here. Lately, Caitlin Clark is in the WNZA. She's a basketball player, and the WNZA I've never really.
It's an MBA.
Excuse me?
MBA. Everyone knows it's MBA.
WNBA.
WNBA.
Did you just interrupt me while I was doing my monologue? All right, whatever. The WNBA, yes, it was just a Freudian slip. A bit of a blunder there, yes. Anyways, before I was interrupted there, Caitlin Clark making some big headway. To be honest, I don't really watch the WNBA, so I don't really know what's going on. I just know there's a lot of controversy, a camaraderie, or also, I think they're also enemies, her and Angel Reese, which I don't really even know who Angel Reese is either. I just know the names because of what's going on.
And who? Who's that?
Angel Reese is her name.
Angel.
And I really don't know that much about her.
Anhi.
So that's what we've got so far. I guess we'll get right next to the next guest. Here's this. You're a terrible person. You're just absolutely wretched, a real, I can't stress it enough, terrible person. You're going around, you're sneezing everywhere, coughing uncontrollably, and you're not covering your cough or your sneeze. You're probably patient 0 for COVID and ultimately responsible for the deaths of many people losing their lives during COVID. We've come up with something just for you. Tissues. Tissues are a new advancement in technology where they help you cover your cough or your sneeze. You no longer have to be a terrible, dirty person. Again, tissues. They're called tissues. Go buy some. All right. Well, welcome back to Later On in the Evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Our next guest, it's a real pleasure, a distinguished honor as part of our ongoing negotiations with the Illuminati, as you may be well aware of. We've managed to pull in some big guns for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Santa Claus to the show. Santa, welcome.
How you doing, Danny?
Welcome. I'm doing quite well. Quite well. So we're just going to get right into the interview today. It's part of a in-depth series we're doing here. Because Santa is quite a distinguished guest, we're going to give you an extended segment here today as part of an honor and tradition as being Santa Claus. So let's get right into it. Santa Claus. Now, I believe, I guess the question here is how you became Santa Claus, which I believe I saw the Tim Allen movie. Tim Allen is a normal guy. He has Santa Claus pass away on his roof. There's a business card left for him. He then has to become Santa Claus. And let me just clarify with my producers real quick. I understand that the young boy that was in that film actually was, in real life, he was brutally murdered as part of a home invasion. Is that correct? No. All right. No, he wasn't. He's all right. He's alive. Tell me, is that correct in the Tim Allen movies? Santa lands on your roof. He leaves a business card.
Somewhat.
Something like that.
Yeah. You fall off. You die. There's a card there that says "Put my suit on." Then you become Santa Claus. You know. But on mine, it's more like back in 1986. I was home on vacation, spending the holidays at home, and a neighbor down the Richardsons down the street were putting on a Christmas in the Park for Santa Claus, so they wanted me to play Santa Claus. So I decided to play Santa Claus because their kids did not believe in Santa Claus. So all the way through this deal and everything else, I was seeing a bunch of kids, people's families. So when he brought the kids out there, I called them by their names. And called his dad by the name, the mother by the name, their uncle, and everything. The kids, no, you're not really Santa Claus. You just got all that from my parents.
Santa Claus is all-knowing.
No,
right?
Very, knowing, yes. Knowing, very. I see you when you're sleeping, know
Sure.
when you're awake, know what's going on all the time. But as the night went on, the kids kept saying, "No, you're not real." I said, "Well, your dad just came home from the Navy." I mentioned the ship he was on, and then I said, "Your grandmother lives at such and such address, and your uncle's a respiratory therapist." Then his aunt's a secretary at some doctor's office or something like that. So, and they didn't believe me, so I cooped up a little plan with the family. As Christmas came around, the kids woke up Christmas morning with no gifts under the tree from Santa Claus. So I took all night long to put the gifts together and everything else, delivered them personally on that next morning. And they were sitting there halfway crying, "Why didn't we get anything?" The dad kept saying, "You didn't believe in Santa Claus, so he skipped you." So at that time, that was my kind of cue. I knocked on the door, and when I heard the doorknob deal, I go, "Ho, ho, ho, Merry Christmas. Sorry, I passed your house if y'all weren't asleep quite yet, so I thought I'd bring them to you personally on Christmas morning on my way back home." And the kids were really, eyeballs got big, and can't mention what the poor 9-year-old kid said because that wouldn't be right. But he said, "Oh, fuck, you're real," all that. But,
Sure.
he was shocked. And Mom and Dad were going to scold him, but I kind of stepped in and intervened that because kids are going to say what they're going to say, no matter what. So we unloaded the gifts and everything else. I spent a little bit of time with them and everything else, and the kids started kind of believing in Santa Claus. And when you see two grown parents cry, that really made Santa Claus happy.
Sure. And so this all started in the 80s. This was in Texas.
Correct.
A lot of people wouldn't expect Santa Claus to be from Texas, but...
Yeah, but you got to realize, too, Santa Claus came from all areas of the world.
Sure.
If wherever Santa Claus died,
right,
or fell down, died.
Where he's last been left off, yeah, I understand.
Chicago, Tim Allen was in Chicago. I was just happened to be in Texas.
And so I understand you've been all over. I mean, you go all over the world, but you've been all over the United States, all over the world. What are some of your favorite places you've been to?
California was good. Canada was great for their Christmas because they celebrate Christmas about half a month before we do, in the middle of November, I believe it is. I can't remember the exact dates. But there, I've done it overseas a few places. Tokyo, we did like a scenario with Santa Claus over there, and it's not actually Santa Claus over there. It's just more of a Chinese Oriental Christmas. you know.
All right. Well, that's Tokyo. It's a communist regime over there. For people watching at home, take that to the voting polls when you go there. Remember that. So originally from Texas, what's Texas like for those of us who hasn't been to Texas?
Hot as hell.
Hot as hell. All right. Well, there you have it.
I haven't been to hell, but I know it's hot.
All right. Well, hopefully, I don't think you'll end up there. Growing up in Texas, what was it like for you as a young boy before you became Santa?
Just being a farmer and helping out around the farm and being a kid.
All right. Well, we're currently in New England. Santa Claus, what made you come up here to?
Cold weather.
You like the cold weather?
Yeah, I love cold weather. Deep sea fishing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Snowmobiling, you know, and I like that. Riding a motorcycle. But you ought to see Santa Claus riding a Harley down the street, you know. It causes a lot of accidents.
I would imagine. Any other hobbies in the off season when you're not Santa Claus?
Just fishing, hunting.
Hunting.
Yeah, deer, women.
Women. All right. Looking for a new Mrs. Claus, perhaps. Santa, where can people find you when they're looking for Santa?
Mid-November, when they're all advertising about Santa Claus and stuff like that, on both social media, and just we got a lot of helpers everywhere.
Sure.
Helping me out.
Now, I understand you get a lot of letters as part of being Santa. What's that like? What are people asking for these days?
More of the modern state, the virtual goggles.
The VR headsets for the incels, yes.
Yeah, right. That there, those new chairs with the racing chairs, game chairs.
Sure, yes.
You know, it has all the real sound system in it, and those MP3 players, all these new founded games, computers, cars, jobs. It all depends.
Anything to take the pain away, sure.
Right.
So you're looking for a new Mrs. Claus. Tell us when you're out there looking for a new mate, what is the new Mrs. Claus like? What's the ideal woman we're looking for?
Someone that believes in Santa Claus and don't mind standing behind them of what they like to do and what the goal is.
All right, I like that answer. Next question, what are the elves doing in the off-season? I have a lot of ideas in my head.
Probably nothing. You know how it is with the mouse, you know, when the cat's gone, the mouse will play?
Sure.
That's what they're probably doing.
All right. Interesting. Real quick, I'm pretty sure I hit one of your reindeer last week when I was driving my car.
That's the reason you invited me over here. You want to apologize, didn't you?
Well, yes, actually. And I'm just wondering, how does that work? Is the reindeer replaced? It's like a tire on a car when it gets blown out? You just get a new one, or what?
We have replacements.
All right.
They're always in training.
All right. Well, all right. I feel a little bit better about that then.
But my
Santa
deer
Claus,
don't.
what's on the horizon for Santa Claus in this ever-changing world? It's fast-paced.
It's dying. Santa Claus is dying because it's too much more commercialized. If everybody get back in the spirit of Christmas the way it originally was intended for, I think that the spirit would be really, really strong and good for us all.
All right. Well, we're going to put you in the hot seat real quick. If you're, no, not the literal hot. It's not going to. We're just going to ask you some questions.
Okay. All right.
It's all right. Take a seat. Just a regular seat.
Okay. Just make
sure. It's just a regular seat. We're just firing. Sure. We're just going to fire off some questions. If you're ready here.
Okay.
So Santa Claus, real quick here. Favorite nighttime snack?
I want to take cheesecake and cookies.
That's a good answer. Favorite Santa film?
I'm going to say two of them. I like Miracle on 34th Street and Wonderful Life.
I personally enjoy the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's called Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way, yeah, that's a funny one.
It's a real shoot 'em up.
Yeah. Sinbad.
Favorite Spice Girl?
You know, that one there is kind of how spicy. I like them real spicy.
All right, you heard it, folks. Tomato or tomato?
Tomato.
All right, we'll accept that answer. Who played this next question? It's a bit of a follow-up from the previous question, but that doesn't have to be this answer. Who played Santa best in Hollywood, in your opinion?
I really can't remember his name, but it's back in the 60s when the first one came out. The gentleman in a little village would always take gifts to all the kids for a Christmas party, and when he left there, him and his wife were heading home, and they got in a blizzard, and they ended up in the North Pole, and he became Santa Claus.
Is that a Chevy Chase film or?
Not Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase couldn't have made that one. He'd have froze to death.
All right. Favorite breakfast fruit juice?
Bloody Mary.
All right. Well, ZZ Top or Aerosmith?
ZZ.
All right. We'll take that answer. The Rolling Stones or the Beatles?
I can't roll stones, so I'll take the Beatles.
All right. And Santa, last question here. What's something people don't know or otherwise wouldn't know about Santa? Perhaps, what would you want them to know about Santa?
Santa's a real caring person, and he likes for people to enjoy life and enjoy things they get, but don't take it out of context that way, you know. But I want them to realize that Christmas is a different meaning than what everybody thinks it is.
Sure, yes. All right, well, folks, again, thank you to our ongoing negotiations with the Illuminati. And lastly, we would like to thank Santa Claus for coming on the show. It's been great having you.
Thanks for having me here.
All right, and now this. Are you sitting at home, a filthy, rotten, disgusting scoundrel your family hasn't called in a while because, quite frankly, they're embarrassed of you? You're a disgrace to the family. You're sitting at home, your one-bedroom apartment, you can hardly afford to keep the heat on. You're having your meat, your bread and your cheese together with a little bit of butter in there. And you're tired of the same old, same old. Well, have we got something for you. Introducing grilled cheese. Grilled cheese is a sandwich method where you take the bread and the cheese and you put it on a stovetop in a pan. You heat it up for a few moments. It cooks the cheese and toasts the bread. Apparently they're quite good. So try one. It's a grilled cheese sandwich. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Later On in the Evening with Denny Bojangles. As you already know, I am Denny Bojangles. Our next guest on the show comes to us as part of our ongoing contractual obligations with the Illuminati. We're not forced to have him here. He's not here against his will, but it's a favor that had to be called in, and now we're interviewing him as a part of that favor. Please welcome to the show, Colin McCarthy.
What's going on?
Colin is a stage manager for the Chevalier Theatre. Where is the Chevalier Theatre located?
It's down in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. That's a very interesting place, I'll say the least, for those that have not been there. So are you originally from Massachusetts? Where are you from?
No, I'm from the seacoast of New Hampshire. I was born in
From the
Portsmouth.
New Hampshire seacoast. All
Yeah,
right. He's a
true
New Hampshire boy.
True New Englander.
All right. Good to hear that. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Colin. What's the day-to-day like?
I mean, honestly, what I do for work is not your typical 9 to 5. It's not considered like consistent work. It's like just like gig by gig. So like some weeks, I have like 6 shows in a row that I'm working, or I only have 3 shows one week. So
sounds a lot like my life.
Yeah, but when you work at multiple venues like I do, like I work at a few in New Hampshire and a few down in Massachusetts, and also with Live Nation, so it keeps you busy, especially in the summertime. So.
I know what that's like. I used to work in Mick Jagger's bathroom when I was years ago. It was
Towel boy?
Many moons ago, something like that. Yes. All right. Now, Colin, I understand you've worked with some of today's biggest and brightest stars. Is there anybody you've really enjoyed working with, or?
Yeah, obviously on every gig, you're not always working directly with the artist. That's only every once in a while. But probably my favorite would have to be Hardy, who's a country singer, which is honestly a genre I don't really travel down to listen to that much.
Sure.
Even though I am pretty versatile, there are country artists that I do like. But yeah, working with Hardy was really cool. I was driving with him and his security guard and driving his team around and stuff. So yeah, most of the time you're working with the team, but every once in a while, you get.
So you're getting pretty close and personal with a lot of these people. Is that correct?
Yeah, like I said, it depends on the gig and venue I work at. Like if I work at one of the venues I work at is the famous Wilbur Theater down in Boston. I'll be sitting, stage left, off stage with the monitors, and the artist will be right there coming up before the show starts.
So you've done work for other theaters as well. Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
What,
I bounce around.
what
Yeah.
notable locations have you been a part of?
So as of currently, I'm a part of the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion up in Guilford, New Hampshire as a stagehand, Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom as a stagehand
Right.
in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. I do work at the Stew Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire as well for under a different contract. And then, so those are the three in New Hampshire. And then down in Massachusetts, you got the Wilbur and the Chevalier Theater. And so out of all those venues, the Chevalier Theater, I actually got promoted to stage manager.
Very good.
So.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Colin, tell us, if you can, what's the craziest thing you've had happen on the job? Unexpected chaos.
Honestly, there was kind of one recently. I mean, there's a handful that I could talk to you about, but the one that jumps to mind right away is if you ever heard of the band Guar.
I have heard of the band Guar, yes.
So they had come to the ballroom. They were on tour with Static X, and they couldn't go full Guar, so they weren't like spraying the blood into the crowd, just like a little bit on stage. But
Just
anyways,
lovely, yes.
but yeah. But the barricade, those fans are wild, man. Like
People love to have the blood sprayed on them.
Oh yeah, I got a little bit of blood on me,
Sure.
helping set up that production. I
Just wonderful.
got the blood on me as well. I was like, all right, I guess I'm in the Guar family now a little bit in some sort of way. But no, it was fun though. But yeah, no, our barricade like almost fell apart. Like it was insane. Like, and the crowd surfers were like, some people even got hurt a little bit, but nothing too crazy though. Just like typical mosh pit and crazy mayhem and stuff.
Very good. Tell us, Colin, is this line of work, is this something you've always wanted to do, to be a stage manager? Was there something you wanted when you were a child that you were trying to do? Have you always wanted to do this kind of stuff?
I mean, I've always had a high interest in music and stuff, but I actually went to school for film production, and growing up, I always had a huge fascination with movies and music and all that stuff. But honestly, no, I went to college for film production, left college. I worked at a venue just for event staff 1 year for 1 season. That was actually Hampton Beach, and then got a job at a movie studio. Worked there for a little bit. Left that to kind of take some personal time, and stuff, and then kind of had a career switch, and then switched to production that following summer. After the first summer, I worked at Hampton Beach, and from there on, I just branched out to everywhere because it's all word of mouth, and it's all about who you know in this industry, as well as the.
We have a saying in Los Angeles: it's not about who you know, it's about who you blow. But I think it's a little different here.
Yeah.
On that note, what are some of your personal favorite performances that either you've been a part of or you've seen just personally?
That's a good question. Probably one of my all-time favorite bands, Stained. I got to help set up the stage up in Guilford, and then later on that night, I went to the show as a patron, and I was in the pit, so it was a surreal experience.
Plainclothes civilian.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes. But full-fledged fan.
All right. Is there anything quirky or strange you can tell us about anybody you've worked with that you thought was out of the ordinary? Any dirt you can give us on anybody?
Honestly, right now, I know somebody, an artist that was opening for Usher a couple years ago when I worked for
That's already pretty strange waters.
Yeah, I know. So this was, before those allegations and all.
You don't even have to say much after that.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. Yeah. The artist that was opening for him, first thing they asked me was, "Are you comfortable with buying weed?" And mind you, we're in Boston, Massachusetts, where it's completely legal.
I thought that was going a much different direction.
Oh no. No, so I was like, oh yeah, very comfortable. So I got that artist.
He's good friends with P. Diddy, and we know what they're doing. So
no, absolutely not.
It's good you were spared from the
the spears
of fate. All right, before we put you in the hot seat, final question here.
I think you already put me in the hot seat with P. Diddy.
Well,
With the accusation
oh,
there.
we'll just wait. It's about to get slightly hotter. Colin, what message do you have for people, kids even, who want to get into your line of work?
Start at your local venue where you live as a stagehand. Make personal relations with the tours that come through and your managers, and have them become your mentor. And then just branch out from there. And just like I said, it's all word of mouth. Just you got to be persistent. You know, that's what all it takes is persistent. It's not going to come to you.
All right, very well. Time for the hot seat. Are you ready?
I guess.
All right, we're just going to fire questions off. You just give us the first answer that comes to mind. Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coke.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Favorite Weezer album?
None.
Least favorite Weezer album?
All of them.
Favorite color?
Green.
Favorite type of cheese?
Monterey Jack.
Favorite member of the Black Eyed Peas?
Fergie, of course.
All right, it's not up. I thought he was going to say Will.i.am. Wayne's World 1 or 2?
Come on, first one.
All right, it's a classic. One thing people wouldn't expect to know about you. You can share a dirty secret, something you never told your family, perhaps a legal offense that you committed in the past. Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, plead the fifth on that one, but I can fold my ear into my own ear.
All right, I respect pleading the fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Colin McCarthy. Thank you for coming on the show,
Yeah,
sir.
of course.
And now this. So that was the first time John McCain and I buried a hooker together.
How many did you bury?
Some would say too many.
How many's too many?
I don't even know anymore.
Now, come on now. I hope you did it the right way. You have enough sulfur, ammonium nitrate, deep enough?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, why didn't you bring one to me before you killed them all?
We didn't know you back then.
Well, you should have. You should have looked me up. Boy, Audi, it's going to kill me just sitting here. It is kind of a halfway nice day, isn't it?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Later On in the Evening with Danny Bojangles. I'm your host, Danny Bojangles. We are once again joined by Santa Claus. By popular demand, people have been asking for an Ask Santa segment. So we're just going to get right to it. Santa Claus, are you ready for some questions here from the viewers?
Let it rip.
All right, let's see what the kids have to say here. First question, this is Timmy from, looks like an African country. Santa, I have chlamydia. I've had it for 10 years. It's gone untreated, and I haven't been able to get to see a doctor yet. I fear it's getting really bad. Is there hope for me? What are
you talking about on that one? Hope. It's been there 10 years. Good luck.
Apparently,
Good luck on that one. Get to a doctor.
you're not asking me, but I'd also go to a
Buy
doctor.
some moldy,
to see
buy
that,
some moldy
yes.
bread and get some penicillin.
At least some penicillin, from what I remember. It's been a little while for me, but all right, moving on. This one is from Timmy. It doesn't say where he's from. Santa, or Tim, I'm sorry. Santa, my wife, I believe, is cheating on me with my brother. We're going to a family cookout next weekend. I want to confront her in front of the family. What kind of questions are these? I want to confront her in front of the family. Is that a good idea?
Don't confront her in front of the family. Just go find out who she's with. Is that the one I was with last night?
It says, I believe she's with my brother, Chris. I think that she's into him because he drives motorcycles and fast cars. He lives a bit of the fast life. It sounds like a jealousy thing. I don't know if I'd bring it up at the family gathering.
I don't think I would either.
All right. This one is from Braden. It says, Santa, what happened to my Xbox 360 and my Super Soaker you were supposed to bring me?
Oh, that was easy.
That's finally a normal question.
Hey, finally. Yeah, that was easy. I got
He-
to play
he
with
wants the Super
I was
Soaker.
flying around on a sleigh, and the Super Soaker, I was soaking everybody in my way, and I was playing the game on the way, and I forgot to drop it off.
Did it fall off the sleigh, or you
No,
kept
no,
it? You still have it?
I'm mounted on the sleigh.
Is he able to get it back, or?
We'll have to work on that one.
All right, we'll see what we can do about dropping that one off later. All right,
few
this
years.
next question. This looks like this woman's in her mid-50s. Her name is Gertrude. It says, Santa, I'm experiencing hot flashes often, and I think I'll be going through menopause soon. I'm worried about what's going to happen to me when my body's going through these rapid changes very fast. Again, these are very strange questions.
Quit having fantasies.
What is he supposed to know about this?
I don't know. At that age, she needs to quit having fantasies with Santa Claus pictures.
Well,
She'll get rid of the hot flashes.
that's probably the best answer you can give for that one. All right, moving on here. Next question. Santa, my brother and I came to see you, and you promised us a new Sony stereo back in 1993, but we never received it. They're looking for their gifts. Do you know where those are?
Probably still hooked up to my sleigh.
All right, well, I guess we'll have to check the sleigh later on. This next question is from Devin. He's from Illinois. It says, Santa, a friend and I were horsing around with toy decorative swords in the woods a few weeks ago. While playing battle, my sword accidentally pierced him in the shoulder, and a lot of blood came out of him. He never ended up getting up. He's now being reported missing in town, and they sent a search party to look for him, but still no leads on finding him. It's weighing heavy on my mind. What should I do about it? That seems like a very strange question.
That's very strange. You need to turn yourself in, cop up to doing what you did, and find the body that you buried.
Yes, legally, I don't know if we should be asking Santa that type of advice. Again, maybe go to law enforcement. All right, final question here. It looks like it's from Lily. She is from Florida. Says, Santa, I don't want my little sister to receive any presents because she stuck gum in my hair and it had to be cut out, and now I have short hair. Can you just give her coal or skip her this year?
We don't ever skip anybody. We just don't give them exactly what they want.
All right, you heard it right there, Lily. Unfortunately, some things don't always turn out the way we want them. Oh, we have one more here. This one's from Johnny. Looks like he's 11 years old. It says, Santa, I won't bike. I think it's a misspelling here. It looks like he's trying to say, Santa, I want a bike and new video games and new iPad. That's not a question.
No, that's a demand. It's almost like a demand, isn't it?
All right. Well, Johnny, you need to just ask for these sort of things when you have your chance to see Santa. All right, well, folks, this has been Ask Santa as part of one of our extended segment series. We'd like to thank everyone that wrote in, although a lot of these questions seem a bit odd to be asking Santa Claus. So, again, thank you, Santa, for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
And now this.
What are we sitting here for?
That's the thing about women these days. They don't really know what they want. I'm sure you know. It just seems like all these they say they want one thing and then they actually get another. Right? It's like, oh, they want the $100,000 income. And next thing you know, they're getting pregnant by some guy who works at a McDonald's and has a drug habit, and he's a SoundCloud rapper.
Boy, howdy. You gotta leave, man. McDonald's? Couldn't you pick something else better than McDonald's?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
$10 an hour job?
At least it's Chipotle's or something. Shit.
Yeah, that's kind of cheap old job there, man. They'll be on poverty all their life. We have to support them the rest of our life.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is we're wrapping up another episode here at later on in the evening. We'd like to thank you for joining us. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Charles, you have anything for the people?
Peace and love. You guys having a good time. I like that. That's good.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank our guests, Santa Claus. This has been the Christmas in July special, and we had Colin McCarthy. He was a very interesting fellow. A lot of good information there, and that's it. Signing off.
Is coming to save us. There's nothing out there, not of any consequence, no difference to be made.